had a client that came the other day, and it was for a family constellation actually, but we had this really interesting conversation around fear and anxiety versus excitement, because the client was feeling at that time, they were feeling quite fearful and anxious in a representation in the family constellation. And I said, I wonder, is that fear and anxiety, or is it excitement about what's on the other side? I'll give you two examples. That client gave me such a fantastic analogy, and they said that is what bungee jumping is. When you're standing on the edge and you're absolutely terrified and you're so full of fear and anxiety, but what you don't realize is that when you jump, you actually get the feeling of complete elation. And so it's one that matches the other, which made me look at bungee jumping in a different way. It's not something that I ever would have chosen to do, but put in the situation now, knowing that the client had said that, that would be really interesting I would be encouraged to think about it now and may make a different choice to what I would have made before that conversation. Another way I've heard it put is around horse riding, which, as you know, is a little bit more my happy place. And they talked about they were out riding horses together, and they were thinking they came to a stretch where they could have actually gone for a canter. There were two people, and one person said, I'm really terrified right now. I'm feeling really anxious about this, and I'm feeling really nervous in my body. And you don't want that when you're riding a horse, because the horse will pick up on that as well. And the person that was with her said, is it actually fear or is it excitement? And what she did was she went into her body and she found out that it was excitement. And she did the same thing as we spoke about with the bungee jumping, that when she actually went for the canter, she had this feeling of elation, because it brings around that sense of freedom and oneness and a big release when you allow yourself to trust an animal to move that fast and for you to stay on its back while doing so. So there are two examples to give you a thought for now about when you have fear and anxiety come up, is it fear and anxiety? And if it is, I absolutely have tools to work with that. That's where I can work in your nervous system. But really have a think about, is it fear and anxiety, or is it actually excitement? Am I really excited about the possibility and what that's going to get? And I'm not sure I want to give that to myself because of my nervous system, maybe my inner child saying it's not safe for us. So when you're in those situations, you might want to have a think about that. And if you would like support with that, you shoot me a DM, because I'd really be happy to coach you through situations like that in your life. And I'll give you all the tools that you need to be able to discern what it is and how to be able to settle down that lack of safety voice and that fear and anxiety, and actually have more of this elation in your life. If you would like more of that, shoot me a DM, or you can book a discovery call via my website, tracymalone.com.au, no E in Tracy, and I really look forward to chatting with you and seeing how we might be able to work together.